it's Natalie. Welcome back. This week, we are talking about how to identify your target market. Now, we do have some worksheets on our Ezra Project website. You can follow the link below if you want to follow along. Otherwise, let's get started. Step number 1, go pray. The best way to screw everything up is not asking Jesus what direction he wants you to take this ministry. This is not a waste of time. It's the best use of your time. Go head to an adoration chapel, take a walk outside, do something, but you need to spend time in prayer, asking God what his will is. Step 2, ask yourself these questions. Who is Jesus calling you to serve? What is the age of the group? What is their gender? What is their economic status? What is their geography or location? What is their education level? What is their marital or family status? What is their current occupation? What is their ethnic background? I don't want to answer those questions. I don't think it's right to exclude anybody based on their ethnicity or their gender or their economic status. Those are kind of sensitive questions. I understand why these questions can make you feel uncomfortable. One of the reasons to ask them is that different age groups, for instance, have different needs, wants, and desires. Even their technological approaches are different. And knowing and identifying those things, as well as the other questions that I have given to you, helps you to be able to target your resources more effectively. If it still makes you uncomfortable, you could take this tactic. You could define the influencers or the leaders in your community who might be able to reach out to a larger group of people. There is an example of a parish who did this, who wanted to be able to reach a large variety of people, but they looked at their resources and said, we can't possibly, with our staff and the money and the time that we have available, to reach the needs of everybody. So they sat down, they did their research, they looked at the statistics, they looked at their particular community and realized that if they were to target their resources towards dads who are in the middle of their careers, professionals, they even said that they played golf. That's how particular that they got. They targeted the resources towards the dads because they knew the dads would bring their families to church with them. And they wanted to reach the whole family, and they knew they could do that if they reached the dads. Now, some people, again, still feel uncomfortable with this, but it's just an example. It's an example of how you can identify influencers in your community so that they can reach a grander number of people that maybe you wouldn't have been able to reach without those influencers. So ask yourself the question, who are the major influencers in your community? Who are the leaders who maybe you could raise up with your resources so that they can go out and encounter a greater and wider group of people than you could otherwise? My second response to feeling uncomfortable by defining target market and asking these questions is that sometimes you want to exclude people from your ministry. Let me give you a harsh but real life example. Let's say you're running a children's ministry. You want to exclude pedophiles. And on the flip side too, I actually believe that we should have ministries that reach out to people who are struggling with pedophilia. In which case, you will want to exclude children from those ministries. Different target markets do have different needs, perhaps not as extreme as that example, but they have different needs, and occasionally you will exclude people. Just because you are targeting one particular group does also not mean that you have to exclude other people. And I think Jesus is a fantastic illustration of this. He targeted his earthly ministry towards the Jewish people, but when he's approached by the centurion, when he's approached by the Syrophoenician woman, when the Samaritan woman comes to him at the well, he doesn't turn these people away. He has conversations, he talks to them, he works with them. But again, He then goes back to roaming around the Galilean countryside because that was his target market. Identifying your target market, and again, the definition is the group of people that you serve, might be an uncomfortable thing, but it's not a bad thing. In fact, it's healthy and good discernment. Even if you have access to billions of dollars and hundreds of thousands of people to be able to help you serve your mission, which most of us don't, even then, we will still be identifying a target market in order to be able to maximize the use of our resources. God gave you 24/7. God has given you a certain number of people to help you. He has given you a certain amount of money to help you. Identifying your target market and knowing their needs and desires helps you to meet those needs in the most effective manner possible. And it leaves you with peace. Peace because you know that you are fulfilling the mission God has called you to. You don't need to do anything more. You shouldn't be doing anything less. Just push forward with what He has asked you to do. I would love to hear your thoughts. Have you identified a target market for your ministry? So why did God put these people on your heart? Don't forget, like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Know that I'm praying for you. Please pray for me too. Love you, and I'll see you next week. God bless.